Kia ora koutou, Prananda Pao. Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Rhys Christopher Jones and I am going to talk to you in this quick 5-minute video, or might be 10 minutes if I want a bit longer, but short video to give you a taster on what my workshop is going to be for the SAGE event, Supercharging Your Quants Teaching. And I'm just going to go through a short PowerPoint presentation and talk through some of the bits and bobs that we're going to do on the day. So my name is, as I said, is Rhys Jones. I work at the University of Auckland. I'm based in the statistics department and I am a teaching fellow in statistics. I do research in statistics education, supervise doctoral students in this area. I'm also the director of the Science College program, which is a program for enthusiastic and passionate students in science. It's a faculty-wide program, and I love doing my jobs, not all the time, but most of the time. So let's have a look then. So as I said, I'm, as you can probably guess from my accent, I'm originally from Wales, from Cardiff, and I've been lecturing for about 12 years, 13 years now. I trained as a biochemist, as a biologist. I've worked in 5 different universities, and more recently, before Auckland University, I worked in the QSTEP Centre at Cardiff University, and I did a lot of work on creating national courses in social analytics. So it was quantity type courses, trying to get students from school into university to do our courses. So I've been in New Zealand for the last 3.5 years now, and teach on a huge introductory to statistics course where students, a lot of them have to do it. It's a core paper, and it's taught to them. Usually most students tend to opt for it in their first year. So 2020, what a year it's been. Lots of ups and downs. So the academic year in New Zealand runs from March to November. So when this kind of hit back in mid to late March in New Zealand, when the government really kind of shut everything down, we were about 3 weeks into our lectures. So we were happily plodding along, doing our lectures as normal in person when this happened. And within a space of a few days, we were told everything has to go online. So it was a frantic time. It was, yeah, it was quite a kerfuffle. And a lot of our students, I think my colleagues, started to feel like this. I think in particular, a lot of our sessions and recordings, our lectures had to be recorded. And for us in Auckland University, for larger courses like ours that have about 6,000 students doing this one paper per year, this one module per year, we had to do it asynchronously. So record them and then students listen to them at their own pace. And some might even have done this. Some papers, they did do them live. Some of my colleagues did live sessions with their students. And so, yeah, there was definitely that sense of fatigue, Zoom fatigue, I think, and fatigue for a lot of us. So me and two of my colleagues, Anna Ferguson and Emma Luck, both based in the Department of Statistics, we already had a research teaching grant where we were trying to think of new and innovative ways to teach statistics and introductory statistics to particularly to large cohorts and large groups of students. So rather than just kind of a stand in the front and talk approach, developing apps, applications, mostly by Anna, and using things like Google Sheets and trying to run with student-generated data, and so try and make it a bit more interactive and use active learning. So some of the approaches that we found that worked quite well, and one term that I think Anna came up with, which I really loved, was learning promises, and really making it clear to the students. So right from the beginning of our courses, we try and package them and present them and say, look, I'm here to try and make you a self-directed learner. I'm going to use these approaches, active discovery learning approaches. It will help them to take risks, create a safe learning environment, and also quite explicit, there's no spoon feeding. So I'm not going to give you all the answers. And the way that we did this, so we tried to embed activities, fun stuff, not always course content, not always related to the course content, and I think in particular, perhaps a strong advocate of that, because we find that it has an indirect way of actually engaging the students in the course content, and also listening to student ideas, giving them choice, and some sort of choice, particularly in the session, so they will feel more invested. I think a lot of them do feel like that I'm listening to them, and it shows that I value their contributions. So we use Canvas at Auckland University, and just to show you kind of how my page is set up. So for this semester at the moment, so semester 2, it's completely online, and the way I present it is just in this kind of nice table. Some of you might not like my table, but I think it's pretty jazzy. So you can see that here are the recordings, all here, and then so this is what I call fun times, or the fun stuff that I try and get to engage my students and hook them in. So some stuff that I like to do, and I will talk about more in the session, my own session, is I say to them, I picked this up from somebody else that I gave me this idea. I said, choose a song request, students choose a song, give me the link on YouTube, so as long as it's clean, it's not kind of any naughty words in it, I will play it for them the first few minutes at the beginning, particularly if I'm showing notices on a PowerPoint, and I just set that up through Google Sheets. So then the links, actually, let me just share my screen. I am sharing, sorry. Yeah, so so the links, yeah, are all set up on Canvas. So here you can see on the right here some links here that I put in, like choosing the songs. Also, I asked them what they want to do, if they want to do any fun stuff, and some great ideas. So I'll go through these in more detail in my actual session. The one thing I do just want to perhaps give you a snippet of is one idea that I asked them to, one thing to share with me was, where are you from? And it kind of made me think, wow, these people are from all over the place. You know, from Cambodia, Thailand, China, New Zealand. And using student data like this, what I like to do is visualize a lot of the stuff that we're going through. And we use Auckland University in our department, we have to create the statistical programming and analysis package R, and iNZight Lite works with R. And this is a completely web-based piece of software, so I'll show you a bit more detail on how to use this. So the great thing about using this is that students don't have to download it, as long as they've got an internet connection, that's fine. So in getting data like this, where you're from, you can download it from Google Sheets as Excel file, save it, and then whip it into iNZight Lite. So I'll show you this, as I said, I'll show you this more in my session. So it's great using student data, so because it shows them that it's real, right? This is real data, this is collected from them. We can talk about the type of data it is, how can we visualize it, the advantages of showing data like this. So I'll go through this in more detail in my session. I'll also talk about the impact they had on their learning, and in particular, some really nice heartwarming feedback. In particular, a lot of them said to me they felt a bit more human, which was great. One student created a TikTok of my lectures back in semester 1, March to June, which if I've got the courage, I might show you. And yeah, and what I'll also do is also, I mean, you could do this now if you want. There's this web page which has a blog that me and my colleagues have gone through, created, and we will. What we try and do is short blogs, and what we do is just give you tips and ideas and the stuff that we do in our live lectures, and in particular stuff that we've been doing online since beginning, well, since this year, right? So you can feel free to navigate your way through that. So it's called Go Big or Go Home. If you just search that in Google search or wherever search engine you use, Go Big or Go Home, large scale teaching of statistics. and it'll pop up. This is one blog that I did back in August, and this one is using the data I just showed you then of where you're from, and you can see that I chose to show them pie chart. So hope that tickled your statistical taste buds, and looking forward to the actual event, and see you soon. Thank you.